All right, you squeezed in your first grievance last segment by saying don't go deep into the playbook when the starter at quarterback is injured. Give the starter that menu of plays because it'll help him with the offense. Here's mine in honor of the trade deadline coming and going yesterday, the Tuesday after Week 8. It used to be the Tuesday after Week 6. Now that we've got 7 teams that will make the playoffs in each conference, they need to move it back some more because it's too early for teams to fold the tents and sell off assets and build for the future and make an arm's length negotiation and transaction with another team. It's got to go to the Tuesday after Week 10 at the absolute earliest. Look, I'm a firm believer in total and free market transactions where you make trades anytime you want. Now, I'd say that the rosters should lock of the non-playoff teams once the regular season ends, so you can't have non-playoff teams selling off assets and resurrecting the seasons of players who would then jump on board a playoff franchise. But Chris, I don't like the trade deadline generally, and I don't like it the Tuesday after Week 8 if we're going to have 14 teams in the playoffs.
Mike, it's I never thought of that, but I think you're right. I mean, I think that does kind of make the perfect point. Yeah, it's 7 teams. Right now, you look at the playoffs, there's very few teams that you can look at and go, it's over. New England doesn't think it's over. They're 2-5. They're only 2 games back. So you're right. They're not going to fold the tents. You know, there's a lot of other teams. Same thing in the NFC. You know, of course, yeah, there's the teams down there. Same thing. All the teams that are 2-5 are only 2 games back. And some of those teams that are in the playoffs on the bottom, they got some tough games coming. So I think you're spot on. I think it's got to be somewhere around week 10, 11 to be realistic, to finally to where you get another handful of teams to go, we're out of this. We got to start thinking about next year. Let's make moves, whatever. And then you have other teams who, let's say if you're not, you know, you've just gotten healthy right now, and now you start to go on a run, and all of a sudden you go, wait, we are the team we thought we were, you know, before the injuries. Oh, man, I wish we could make a move now because we are a Super Bowl or a deep in the playoffs type team. So I'm with you. You know, that's a pretty damn good idea. Do you want me to go with my next grievance?
Go ahead.
You know it a little already, but I talked about it a little yesterday or Monday, whatever day that was. But, you know, the current stance of the NFL with the quarterback getting hit and sliding and everything like that has got to change. You know, the defense has already been screwed over. They can't do anything anymore. They're not allowed to play the ball. I mean, they're not allowed to hit anybody going over the middle. Even when they hit them the correct way, it still gets flagged. You know, now we got quarterbacks coming into football every year that can run and make plays. They're not all Lamar Jackson, I get that, but we see Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. They're running around everywhere. They can do things like that. Russell Wilson this week was going to slide, and the defense stopped, and he ran a few more yards when they're running out the clock and got them into a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 situation. I can't remember exactly. But then, so he fakes the slide and then runs a little more and then tries to slide and gets hit in the head and they call a penalty. Well, what is a defender supposed to do? And then it's Lamar Jackson on the edge of the defense. He's as explosive as anybody in the league. He's been hit on the sideline. He's not out of bounds. He's a good 1.5 feet inbounds, both feet. He gets his clock cleaned by Cam Hayward. What he's supposed to do. You can't overprotect these quarterbacks this way. That's not fair. You're ruining football for me. I don't want to see that type of free yardage given away in a physical sport where we're seeing quarterbacks having to run more and more and more and more. The days of Brady and Breeze in the pocket passer, it's limited. They're going out of the league. It's out of style. And I think the NFL really has to look at that hard.
Yeah, look, the protections evaporate the moment the quarterback decides to become a runner, and the quarterbacks are taking advantage of those protections, whether it's the Matt Ryan okey doke at the sideline that was from week 1 of last season where he like slows down and the defense slows down. He says, fine, I'm going to take 10 more yards. Or whether it's Lamar Jackson flopping and admitting through the microphone that he had on at the time that he flopped and it worked. Yeah, the balance is out of whack, and the NFL needs to do something about it. The problem is I think the officials are so conditioned to protect the quarterbacks. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.